Y'all know what day it is. Oh yeah, another Mixed Day Friday for you. Man, y'all just seen what I had down there on the table. A damned old peach cobbler. Man, I tell you what, this one, where I'm at right now, has taken me 6 months on just this one recipe. So for all you new beginners out there, it takes a while. Sometimes you can't just pop out a recipe and it's kick ass, when you're making your own, when you're creating your own recipe. It takes time. You got to taste test all your flavors. For all you newbies out there, taste test all your flavors by themselves. Get to know the recommended percentages on, like on ELR, for instance, and read the notes on each flavor, you know, and then taste test, taste test, taste test. I cannot stress enough. Taste test them daggone e-juices, man. Taste test them. All right. Well, this one, I tell you what, it's an advanced recipe, okay? Because it's got 10 flavors in this recipe. All right. Another one thing I got to get off my chest because it's been bothering me. Let me take me a bite. Mm, mm, mm. See, it's getting there, that peach cobbler. I changed a little bit on the recipe. Well, let me get this off my chest. This is going to be probably a long video because I got to say something. Uh, I went, no offense intended towards this person, this master mixer whatsoever. This has nothing to do with him at all, okay? I went to all the flavors to set up me an account because, I've always messed with ELR. All my recipes are on ELR, or either they're on my vape tool on my Android, okay? So that's where I keep all my recipes. And I also keep them on my hard drive on my computer through another thing, calculator. Well, anyway, I went to go set up me an account on their Hippy Vapes, and it said that name had already been taken. I'm like, well, crap. So I went ahead and put the name Hippy Vape 66 just for the hell of it, to make me an account. All right. Uh, well, it finally went through, and you fill out that little form, which I kind of liked because it, asks, it tells you how much it costs to make, your bottles of e-juice, basically, is what it was telling you. Well, I went on down and, got set up my account, new email, everything, never used this email before and all this and went to create a recipe. Well, it popped up and said that I had already made two recipes that I couldn't make any more unless I paid $1.99 to get pro or something another for a month or whatever. I'm not, and I clicked on it. What recipes did I post? I ain't posted none. And it come up Hippie Vapes, and I looked at the daggone recipes. Oh, hell no. Man, I don't put no damn 32%. People who know me know I don't go over 20% flavoring for one thing. Okay. Well, whoever this is, man, don't make me look bad. Okay. Uh, everybody, I'm only on YouTube, Hippie Vapes group on Facebook. That's it. I don't get on that Twitter or none of that crap or Instagram. I don't got, I'm simple. Okay. So that's not me. Okay. Whoever that is, and everybody, that's not me. Okay. I just had to get that out there. And I can't afford no $1.99 a month. Hell, I'm lucky if I got 20 bucks left over to last me a whole daggone month. That's why it takes me so long to buy my flavorings, because I might can only afford, well, and sometimes I can't buy flavorings every month, you know. I'm on fixed income, and so maybe 10 flavors a month I can get in, and you know, these recipes that I make, you know, are recipes that I came up with and tested for weeks upon weeks upon weeks and months, and you know, it's taken me a while. And I swore I'm still doing that one mixing video a week for a year. That was my goal. And my goal's coming up pretty close. And I've got some killer ass recipes after this one, man. I'm telling you, I got a daggone cherry pomegranate. Oh Lord Almighty, now that's one that'll make you slap yourself. It's so good. Now I got mellow melons coming out after this one. Summer breeze. Oh my word, man, I got so many good ones coming out. Okay. But let's go ahead and drop down on this one. This is an advanced recipe, very advanced. This one's been steeping for 2 weeks. And it's just lacking, you know, little bits of this. I had to change percentages, drop some, up a little another one, add a little something different to the mix. Because it took me a while to get the right flavorings in that I was trying to achieve, my taste, okay, for me. Because I make a homemade peach cobbler that'll blow your mind, and you can use canned peaches, you drain off the juice, or you can use fresh peaches, mix you a half a cup of sugar on them fresh peaches, and you stir them up and let them sit for a little while, and it makes its own juice, you know, like you'd be baking it in the oven. And my biscuit crust is from scratch too, and it rises up to the top and everything. And I use a stick of butter in that recipe. I'll have to post that recipe, the food recipe, so you'll see what I'm talking about. Maybe I'll make it, because it's an easy peach cobbler, and oh, it's so good. Let's drop down with my new camera. Okay, let me break my scale out. I've been having problems with my mat down here and the camera. The camera started fluctuating on me, and man, I've been having a time today. I've already mixed this up already once, and deleted it on accident, so I'm on a roll this morning. Now let's see if this, I've got my ceiling fan off, okay, so it doesn't mess with the scale, because the scale is very sensitive. Now I'm hoping that that this is a flat enough surface now, because before I had to take my mat off. All right, first up, let me get a bottle, and we're going to do a 10 ml bottle, you know, that just like I always do. This is a 12 ml, well, it's right about 10, a little over 10, but all right, let's tear the scale out. All right, now, first ingredient in Hippy's Peach Cobbler is Bavarian cream from the Flavor Apprentice. We're only using this at a 0.5%, okay? So that would be, for 10 mils, it'd be 0.05, so it's only going to be a couple of drops. Let me scoot a little forward. There we go. 0.05, so 2 drops. Let's see what that gives us. See, this thing is so sensitive. Come on, I know you read it. See, 0.4. Maybe one more drop. Ain't gonna hurt nothing. Alright, there we go. Bavarian cream. Tear your scale out. Alright, next up, we got biscuit from Innuera. Okay. Now, I dropped this. I did have 1% of biscuit in there, but it was just a little too much. So I dropped it down to a 0.5%, 0.5%. So on the scale, it's going to be 0.05. So that's only going to be a couple of drops for 10 mil. 1, 2 drops. Let's see what that gives me. Yeah, that's good enough. That's good enough. See what I'm talking about? The scale. Tear it out. Oh, it read it right there at the end, 0.6. Next up, we got golden butter from Capella. Okay, this one we're using it at 1%. So that'd be 0.1 grams for 10 ml bottle. 0.1 grams. 4 drops. Let's see what 4 drops. That's right on it. Alright, that's golden butter. Alright, tear your scale out. Next up, we got Juicy Peach from Capella. Now, I prefer other peaches to this one. But the reason why I'm using this one in this recipe is because of that canned peach flavor that you get from it, okay? Mixed with another peach that I got. I'm not using white peach in this recipe because white peach has a different peach texture and taste to it that it's too bright for this recipe, okay? So I used Juicy Peach from Capella. I did have it at 1%. I raised it up a 0.5%, so I'm using it at 1.5% in this batch here because I needed that canned taste and it just wasn't coming through strong enough. So 1.5%, that'd be 0.15 grams. There we go, good enough. All right, tear your scale out. Now, next up, we got marzipan from Flavor Art. Now, marzipan is an almond paste flavor. I mean, you can smell it as soon as you open that daggone bottle, man. Smell it, and you'll see what I'm talking about. This stuff is almond paste, and it is very potent. Okay, so you don't need much of this at all. Now, what marzipan does, if you look it up on ELR, they explain it a lot. All right, this goes really well with apple pie from Flavor Art. Okay. Uh, Also, you can use this for your berries and fruit mixes, but at a very, very low percent. I'm talking like 1/4% or even lower, like 1 drop per 10 milliliters if you got like a berry or a bright fruit, oranges, lemons, limes. This right here will brighten and enhance those flavors, okay? I'm using the marzipan in this for the almond taste because what it's doing, it's helping with my dough and it also helps raise those peach notes to a different level, okay? If that makes any sense. All you new mixers out there are like, what the hell is he talking about? Well, when you get into mixing, you're going to learn. It takes a while, but you'll learn. Marzipan, 1/4%. That's 0.25%. So it says for a 10 ml bottle, it's only 0.03. I'm only going to put 1 drop, okay, in this. 1 drop. Boom. That's it. I don't care if it reads it or not. Well, see, it did. It had 0.03 right there at the end. There it is. See, that's all you need right there. I'm telling you, tear your scale out. Next up, we got one of my favorite peaches, Juicy Peach from the Flavor Apprentice. This is so well-rounded. Just an awesome all-day vape just by itself. I love this flavor, Juicy Peach. I used it in my peach addiction recipe. I'm telling you, man, this right here is a really, really good one. I love this peach. This peach, we're using it at 7%, so that'd be 0.7 grams on the scale. on, get up there. One more drop. Good enough. All right. Let's tear your scale out. Next up, and this is what I was missing in the other recipe. Well, I had it, but I had it too much or whatever. Sweet dough by Flavora. Well, now this is what's going with the marzipan, the Bavarian cream, all the this is what is helping with that dough taste. The biscuit and all that. This sweet dough from Flavor is really, really potent as well, people. I'm only using this at 0.75%, so it'd be 0.75%. So this is only going to be a couple drops of this stuff too, but this is what gives it that sweet dough on top of the peach cobbler. This is what you got to have this. This makes this recipe. All right, sweet doughs, except 0.25%, 3/4, 0.08 grams. That's only going to be like 2 drops, maybe 3. 1, 2. Let's stop there and see what it says. Put 3. Put 4. 4 drops. Close enough. All right. Let's tear your scale out. Next up, we got sweetener. Now we have to put a little sweetener in this because it is a cobbler, and you got this will help lift up your flavors too. We're only going to use this at 0.5%, so it's not that much, but you need this to help lift up them peaches also. Okay. Sweetener 0.5%, 0.05, so it's only going to be like 2 or 3 drops. 1, 2, 3 drops. All right, tear the scale out. Next up, we got toasted marshmallow from the Flavor Apprentice. Okay. Now this gives, whenever you make your homemade peach cobbler in the oven, the top of your biscuit layer gets kind of that golden brown with the butter mixed on the top. It's just this toasted marshmallow represents that caramel note that's on top of your dough. Okay, so that's what I'm using the toasted marshmallow for, is for that caramel taste. Okay, so we're using this at 1%, so that'd be 0.11 grams. A little over, but that's okay. Tear your scale out. Now, last but not least, we got vanilla swirl from the Flavor Apprentice. Okay. Now, this is what gives it that syrupy, thick mouth flavor to it also. So vanilla swirl, we're using it at 2%, so it'd be 0.21 grams for 10 mils. One more drop. All right. That was all the flavors. All right. Tear that out. PG. Now we're doing a 80-20 mix. Now, if you're a new person vaping and you got the store-bought coils, make this 70-30. Okay? Don't go higher than 70-30 in them pre-built coils. I mean, I make my own coils. That's why I can go max VG if I want to. But, I stick with a little PG. So 0.41 grams, because 80-20. Oh, tear your scale out, Tony. 0.41. A little bit over. All right, tear that out. Nicotine. I'm at 1 milligram. I'm using 100 milligram per milliliter in PG is what I'm using. So I need just 0.1 grams. So that's about 5 drops. All right, and the rest is vegetable glycerin. Now, I know this is a 12 ml bottle, so I know right about there is 10 mils. Okay, now you see how there's the difference. Your VG sinks to the bottom and all that. You new mixers out there. Oh yes, that's why you gotta shake it up and get all that mixed up together really, really good. You know, mix that stuff up. I'm talking mix the hell out of it. Shake the hell out of these suckers, man. You gotta mix it up, and I'm talking like every day for like at least a week. Shake it up for about 5 minutes at least. 3 minutes. Get you a little exercise while you're doing it. You know, shake the hell out of it, people. Hell yeah. Yeah, I bet this version is gonna be better than that one. Cause see the I had too much biscuit in that first mix. Yeah. And then I raised the peach up just a hair. Oh yeah. This might be it, people. You never know. I might have actually did it. 6 months worth of mixing this one. All right. Well, while that one just leave it alone, let it steep for 2 weeks. I'm telling you, don't just forget about it. Put it in the back of your drawer and just forget about that sucker. Don't even taste test it while it's steeping. It doesn't taste right until at least 2 weeks minimum. Okay. Uh, thanks for subscribing to my page, new people out there. Um, and one thing I do have to mention, at the bottom of all my videos now, I've been putting a PayPal me. I'm not the kind of person who really asks for money. You know what I'm saying? Too modest, I guess. But if you would like to donate, there is a PayPal me account below all my newer videos now. To just help me get more flavorings and put it back into the channel and make good recipes for you, to try out, and show you how to mix, and help you out along the way because there's not really too many of us out there. Really, you get technical that really know what the hell they're doing. Um, but thanks for joining. Subscribe to Hippy Vapes group on Facebook. We have a lot of fun on there. And that's the only two places I'm at, people. Okay, Hippy Vapes right here. Okay, you see right here. All right. Peace, love, and harmony, everybody. Later, y'all.